Spring has truly arrived in the mountains, and after an eventful winter of building, digging, and fending off crazed philosophers, Alison, Max, and Wallace now have the summer to look forward to in the future. Before summer comes, though, there are certainly many things to do. Firstly will be to continue the building of a moat around their home to funnel possible invaders in the future. Secondly, will be to increase their construction abilities enough to build some traps to keep those aggressors out. Finally, there is some learning to do for the trio. They need to put their heads together and figure out the secrets of farming. All this and the possibility of more unexpected things to arrive. Alison certainly has her work cut out for her. Hello, and welcome back to Going Medieval. We have our trio here currently sleeping in their bedroom. Something that I didn't mention in the intro is that eventually I would actually like for Wallace to have his own bedroom. It's quite snug here and it doesn't use too much resources because a single brazier is currently keeping this one room warm, but I don't know. I think he would appreciate having his own little bedroom, and potentially there'll be other people joining perhaps in the future, so we'll have to see about that. For now though, let's stick with what we've said. So I just realized that we also have these trees to cut down. Let's just scroll on up here for a moment. So we have 3 different trees to cut up. We have a whole bunch of digging here, and we currently already have a single funnel point, I believe. Yes, over here we're good. No one can come down here. We have a goat over there. There is no way of actually coming down here. Fantastic. Let's just speed things along a little bit. So yeah, we're... Ooh. Okay. I seem to have missed a spot. So invaders still can come in from here. Now, is that something we want? You know, I was going to make them have to come up here, but would it be worth them having to funnel in here? Then we can like shoot at them from a distance, have like a locked door. Ooh, but that would mean that if they have archers, they can also shoot us. So no, let's not do that right now. Let's also queue up right here, I think, just cutting off this section here so that everyone that we don't want coming into this this home area will have to come up this little ramp here. All right. It's just about to hit 6 o'clock in the morning, and we can see that it is now finally above freezing, even in the nighttime. So I think what we're going to do is turn these braziers off for the time being. It should only be getting warmer and warmer. So the idea is that we don't want it to be too warm in the summertime. So it might actually be beneficial for them to not have those braziers off. The other thing is wood, simply put. So we're cutting down these trees, we're gathering wood, we're gathering sticks and stuff. We don't want to just keep burning through them. So I think it might be helpful for us here. It is 6 o'clock and they're still in bed. What time do I have them set? They wake up at 7, and they seem to have gained some sort of experience for waking up. I'm not sure what that was. All right, so we have Wallace over here. He's gone back to digging up his area. Something that I just also remembered, and I probably mentioned in the last episode, was he's going to be gathering stone for us. So we're going to have a surplus of stone soon, which is quite exciting. All right, it looks like Alison is moving books around, and we have research ready. We now finally have enough chronicles to research wooden beams. Not the most exciting of researches. We definitely want agriculture, which is 10 more books. So Alison is going to have to keep on reading up, but these wooden beams will actually be beneficial for us if we scroll on down here. So we're actually currently limited as to the size of how big this cavern is. If we were to dig too large and have like a large area here, it would collapse in on itself. There is some semblance of physics in the game Here we go. Let's add in wooden beams there and there. Right now, not the most useful, but as things go along, I think it'll be quite nice to have these here, and then we can grow up our area for storage of food stuff and seeds and books and stuff. So I think this is good for now. Right. So let's go back up to the surface. Alison is actually doing quite good time on this writing. She has 9 more to do. Is she actually just making books one by one, I wonder? I think she is. She's also slowly gaining the intellectual trait. Used for research, faster research, yeah. She's not the most research-oriented person. Neither is Wallace, if I'm not mistaken. No, he's at 0 as well. Neither of them really enjoy it. So I'm not going to force Alison to do this once she has agriculture. We're going to move straight on to agriculture. But for now, I think this is going to be perfectly fine. Max is just downstairs. Oh, and there must be some rocks ready to move because Max is on the job. Running over there. Or sticks, perhaps? No, rocks. There we go. He's picking up the rocks. Fantastic. We have a nice little lunchtime happening here. And I'm just going to take another look at our research, because Alison has just made books. We have 2 chronicles, 3. Yes, that is indeed the case. She is making them one at a time. So once these are done, she'll go on to other things, I would hope to think. And Wallace is already taking a crack at the stones over here. There we go. Wallace is doing very well. It's a miner. Alright, this isn't going to be the most exciting of days, I wouldn't expect, just because we have everything just chugging along right now. We also have some red currants that we could turn into meals if we need. We have salt that we can't actually do anything with right now, unfortunately. We can't season foods with them. We have some roasted meat and we have some raw meats. So I think just the roasted meats, yeah, meals edible, will be fine for now. And we'll be able to make some red currant pies if we start to run out of those roasted meats. All right, while they're doing that, just take a look around. Zone. Is there a way to make blueprints? I vaguely remember there was, but I cannot remember it. No, okay. That's not how. Let's just go through all these tabs here for a moment. We've got chairs and stuff. MISC, I would expect that if there was a blueprint thing, it would be in here. Merchant stall. We might be able to put that up later to attract more merchants. We've got some wicker grates and some pen markers and some fences out of wicker. Do we actually have, yeah, limestone fences? We could actually make limestone fences. So I'm thinking it might be interesting down the line to be able to have, I think it was goats that is that a wolf? Where did you come from? There's still a little area here. Okay. Yeah, so I was saying it might be nice in the future to have, here they are, some goats. Here we go. Wild goats added to our repertoire of, animals and potential food sources. I'm not actually sure what you do with the goats, though. Let's take a look at research. Let's see. Tailoring, agriculture, food for the upcoming winter, clay brick making, stone defense structures, smelting, cartography, wooden weaponry. Oh, there is quite a bit. I don't remember this list being so filled, so there definitely added things in here. Just quickly looking through everything. Fermenting, rug making. Okay, there doesn't seem to be anything for like animal husbandry or animal processing, so I guess we just have it by default. All right. Management schedule overview. Domestic, we have Max here. Wildlife, we have a whole bunch of stuff. Unnamed deer. We could also have hares. That's interesting. Maybe we could have a bunch of hares and like farm them and have a bunch of hare meat. Um, Sturdy dagger just laying around. Okay, yeah, that's fine. All right, so we're coming up to the first evening already. I think. Oh, look at this. We've got Alison there playing backgammon. Oh, she just finished. And I was gonna say, and we have Wallace here, praying away, and it's just a nice, relaxing evening for the pair. But Alison has gone back to agriculture. Alison, I know I said that the agriculture was very important, and it certainly is. And you're doing a fantastic job. I don't want to take anything away from you, but this is, a time of the day where you're supposed to relax. Yeah. Oh, what just happened there? Actually, let's go social. Alison. Small talk, unpleasant conversation. There is social stuff now. Interesting. I had not even noticed that was added to the game. All right. Well, that's certainly something that we're going to have to think about going forward. Not just the question of if something like with Wallace happens where someone's running away from bandits and needs help, should we help them out and fight off the bandits, or in our case, philosophers, but also keep in mind that there is social interactions with them. So if two people are really not compatible for whatever reason, it might actually be a good thing to not let them in. What's happening with Max here? What is he bringing down? Hauling to stockpile. Okay. It down here should just be food though. Did Max find food? Ah, hair carcass. I see. All right. It is fresh. Okay, we will be able to. I guess Max is getting hungry. Is that the case? Food. Yeah. Okay. We are going to go ahead and queue up the hair for processing. I guess is the most clinical way of saying that. Butchery, really. And then Max will be able to eat the meat that he just hunted. Here we go. Alison is bringing it over to the butcher, and I just realized, I just now realized, they actually got rid of our campfire. I've probably been told by now, yeah, you lost your campfire, buddy. I did not notice. So let's put a new campfire down, and it is already midnight and everybody is having a little sleep. There is a lot of work to be done here. Admittedly, quite a bit. Wallace has been zooming along. I wouldn't say he's half done. Not at all. As for Alison, she has 3 more books to do before we have agriculture. That's pretty good, actually. I was kind of worried that it would take much longer just because of Alison's here we go. Alison's skills in intellectual. 0 is literally as low as it gets. Admittedly, I don't think either her nor Wallace really ever needed to do research before. So I'm imagining that. Oh, okay. I just saw something. Let's just go over here for a second. Wallace 0. Small talk. Okay, they talk in the morning. That's quite nice. So yeah, I'm imagining that neither Alison nor Wallace really ever had to properly think of how to do things like on their own that have to do with farming, not just, put it in the ground and that's about it, just wait till it grows, but how deep you have to dig for it to tell the soil, what kind of soil is best, how do you get the seeds from the different plants to be able to replant them next season, that sort of stuff. It's more complicated than one would think. Here we go. We got Max just moving stone over here, and that is a lot of stone we have. That is quite a bit of stone. I wanted to make sure what this was. It looked like brains. It's not. It's salt piles. But yeah, look at all this. 200. Each one of these are 200 stone. Whoa. Okay. Definitely something I want to use for some sort of defensive purpose down the line. There's so many things I would like to do. There's also to gain more construction. I also want them to build stone large tables. Maybe I could queue up a few of them actually. Here we go. Here we go. Let's just queue up all of these in stone tables. The idea is that they will be boosting their construction skill as they do that. And if we then pick it up, as we did previously, it comes in here. We have a stone table large to sell if ever any merchants come by. All right. So Alison, how close are you? That is one of the last 3 books that we need on the subject. Here we go. She's picking it up. She is running back down the stairs. We're just going to go ahead and speed up time. Here we go. Just like that. Let Wallace do his digging. Let Alison do her research. Max is just doing an amazing job over there, moving the stone around. And I am looking forward to the point where Alison will no longer be doing Chronicles because there is quite a bit of digging to do. There is quite a bit of, wood chopping to do. Oh, she seems to be unhappy. Okay, she's getting her needs sorted out. Let's see, what else is she missing? Alcohol requirements, yes. We're working on that, Alison. I guess alcohol would be after agriculture. I would fermenting right there. 15 other books. We're not shooting for that right away, unfortunately. I think our best source of alcohol right now will be merchants coming by and us trading with them. All right, Alison is running downstairs and she has one more book to make, and then we have all we need. Oh, she seems to be cooking. Oh, because we did go under the threshold for the amount of roasted food, cooked food. All right, well, that's fine. Just let her pick up some branches or wood altogether. Bring that back over. And Wallace has just hit mining skill level 15. Fantastic. Good job, Wallace. Let's take a look at his skills, actually. Mining, he is interested by it. He is passionate, a passionate miner. Okay, there's passionate and very passionate. I noticed there's no dispassionate, or at least we haven't hit that yet. So neither Alison nor Wallace have they really hate, I don't know, medicine, or they're a little squeamish when it comes to the sight of blood. They faint on the sight of blood or something, and aren't able to do that. Right now they're able to do a little bit of everything. Okay, let's just let Wallace do his thing. And ooh, Alison, you are now coming up to the last book. Exciting. 85, 86, 90, 95, and 100. She now officially has created enough chronicles for us to be able to go into research and select agriculture. And we now have agriculture, ladies and gentlemen. We can go over in zones and select fields, and we can start planting stuff. Fantastic. I'm going to start with red currants. The idea is red currants. I'm not 100% sure on exactly how the seeds work all the time, and I'm afraid I'm going to mess this up. So start off with red currants. We'll have a 3x3 area of red currants. Oh, maybe, you know what? All the way over here. 7x3 area of red currants. Right there, like this. Priority low. Okay, let's take a look here. Don't sow. Definitely do not want that. We do want them to sow eventually. Don't harvest. We do want them to harvest. Do we want them to harvest when it's flowering, when it's ripened, or when it's ripe? We want them to harvest when it's ripe. Right there. Okay. So we should be getting red currants eventually, though they are going to prioritize what they are going to prioritize. So let's take a look here. Jobs. I believe Alison, we gave her the task of researching more. Okay, that's fine. We no longer need that, so let's put that there. And let's see, cutting plants, harvest, grow. Okay, she's focusing on construction right now, which actually, you know what? That's perfectly fine. How much experience is she getting? Not as much as I would have liked, actually. I think for the time being, we are going to cancel some of these tasks. This one as well. And we can remove this, we can remove that. We'll have 2 new tables when we get to that. I think the main priorities right now should... Oh, look at this. Oh, they had some nice conversations. Wonderful conversation, pleasant conversation. Oh, that's good to see. Okay, most recent interactions. Yeah, they're having a good time, I think. Fantastic. And they're playing backgammon together. Once again, look at this. Wonderful conversation. That's good to see. I was a little worried when I saw red earlier that they weren't getting along, but everything seems to be fine. Here we go. And what are they going to prioritize now? They should be prioritizing on relaxation. I guess they're currently happy with how things are. And Alison is officially planting something. Food reserves low on stockpile low. That is not true. Ooh, barking up the wrong tree. Okay. New settler. Ooh, that's exciting. She was found faint and bleeding. That's not good. By a citizen of Shelthorpe. Shelthorpe. Why did I name this area Shelthorpe? It's horrible to say. From the axe and shattered lumber. Okay. Sybil has clearly experienced a woodcutting mishap. Ah, so she has an axe on her. Here we go. Would you let her stay and heal? Absolutely. No, we're not going to slam the door shut. So, Sybil here, a weary mercenary. Interesting. She's passionate about animal handling, carpentry, culinary, and melee. Interesting. We don't get much more information about her, unfortunately, but we are going to let her stay and heal. And someone should be going to get her really soon. I do have them set to that as a priority. I think we're also... How's the hay level? 20. I think we're also going to set up a little bed, an extra bed right here. We're going to have Wallace take care of that. He's probably very sore from all the... Yeah, carry the settler to an empty bed. Very sore due to all the mining that he's still doing. I'm sorry. Cancel action. And go get Sybil. And let's take a look at Sybil, actually. She is welcome to the settlement by the 2, so she's quite happy. That's good. Okay, she is sluggardy. Interesting. Always tardy, always tired. Sybil is short on punctuality and is slow to get autosaving. Slow to get things done. Movement speed and global work speed is quite slow. Okay. Disfigured. Oh no. After the fire... Oh, there was a fire? Sybil did not really have a face, but she had purpose. Few will look Sybil in the eye. She doesn't have very good speechcraft because of that. She doesn't have very nice aesthetic value. Negative social interaction chance, we're not going to have her talk. Okay. And contemplative. Okay. Sybil spends most of her time with her own thoughts. The rest of us are not invited. Sure. I am going to ask Sybil to make her own bed and lay in it. So that's mood target is lower, mood change speed, okay, time between social interactions longer, chance to engage in social interactions is lower. Okay, she's just kind of in her own thoughts all the time. She does have a hatchet and a cap and some summer clothes. And good to know, I guess. Okay, so that is Sybil. Why did she stop doing this? Not enough beds. I know not enough beds. Sybil, don't faint on us. Here we go. Other things, she's hungry, which is probably why she keeps going down there, to be honest. She's fairly happy. She has deep arm lacerations. I would love you to focus on sleeping. Let's jobs. Sybil? Yeah, convalescence tend is a priority for Sybil. Wallace, not Sybil. Aha. So we're gonna make sure that's the case. She always does that first. There we go. Go and have a lay down, Sybil. Don't stay up, girl. Yeah, it's just wandering over as blood is pooling on the ground. I would like to think that the game is exaggerating on that because it's a bit much to watch, to be honest. All right, let's also go up into the schedules and make sure she has the same schedule as everyone else here. There we go. And we're going to speed up time here. Sybil is probably going to sleep off the day with her deep lacerations. They're going to have a little breakfast, and I guess they're picking up more stuff. And one of them should be taking care of Sybil. There we go. Wallace is on it. Wallace is on it. Fantastic. Just leave this go for now. We're going to keep things going quite quickly. Sybil wasn't being hunted by anyone, I noticed. So I'm hoping that nothing big unexpected happens. I think we should be okay. Max is moving hay. Thank you, Max. Wallace has gone back to digging up a storm, and I would like nothing more than... What? Oh. Then to take a look if we have herbs. We do. They're young. Okay. Herbs will be good for mending wounds and stuff. And what about these red currant shrubs? They are ripening. Nothing is like proper. Oh, this one's ripe. Okay. We're going to need some more food now that we have Sybil on board. I don't know if she's going to stay. I would like to think so. So we're going to go ahead and everything that is currently ripe, we're going to harvest. Did I just select one that wasn't? I think I did. No, it looks okay. All right. So we're going to leave them to that. Now, what is everyone currently doing? Sybil is sleeping. Wallace is digging. And I would think Alison is Alisoning. There she is. She's picking up red currants and bringing them back. Fantastic. Right. Whew. All right. So we had a little list at the start of this. We wanted to be able to continue building our moat. That is happening. Alison is focusing on some other things right now, but for the most part, shrub. Let's get rid of this shrub as well. For the most part, she is doing what she needs to do. It looks like Sybil has awakened, sort of, and she is now doing other things. Now, my question though is that she has an axe, correct? Yes. Hatchet. Here we go. I want to know high armor and shield damage, high build damage, low armor penetration, material iron, force equipped. Right. So I'm thinking, can we ask Sybil to have a shield? Yes, all shields. Fantastic. Sybil will both have a shield and an axe, making her the most well-equipped person in the fortress. Fortress? Settlement. House. Really. There we go. Everyone is digging. Everyone is talking. Sybil's doing Sybil things. Don't really worry about Sybil. And our evening is coming up very soon. And when it does, we're going to slow things down once again. Oh, look at this. We have Alison and Wallace digging up a storm now. That's very nice to see. There we go. Alison is heading to bed. So is Wallace. And so is Sybil. Fantastic. auto-saving, and that is our cue to pause the game. So, today we decided to take things a little bit faster because there wasn't much excitement happening until, of course, Sybil turned up. But other than that, not much, just a lot of maintenance stuff. So instead of going by the 2-day chunks that we have been so far, we've gone for 3 days. But we have gotten quite a bit done. Alison managed to make all the chronicles she needed to be able to research farming. And as we can see over here, we actually do have red currant shrubs growing here. Now, there's a bunch of things that we're going to want to research, not research, but try to use in the future. So beets, flax is for clothing, so it isn't for right now, but cabbages as well. And but we don't really want to do that until I think we got our heads around red currants. We have gotten a lot of the moat done. There's just little bits here and there left, so that's going very well. Unfortunately, no one's actually cut down the trees, but we have made ourselves a new friend, and it looks like she's just going to stick around, which I'm quite happy about, but I'm very curious about Sybil's kind of background. Up in the mountains, getting hit by a tree of some sort. She had her face burnt in the fire, I think. Let's see more about her. Large motor functions, movement speed, melee. Okay, she is not fast, but she's going to be very good at helping defend us with that shield now. She's an adult. Small combat speed impairment. Really? Okay. Maybe she's going to be more of a tank than anything. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. So Oak Brethren Zealot, she needs a new shrine. So everyone up to now has been restitutionist. And Sybil over here is not only an Oak Brethren, but she's like deeply religious. There's only one little tick more that she could have in her religiousness, her piety. I don't know exactly what you would call it, but we're going to want to make her a shrine soon. So in our next episode, I think that's what we're going to look into. We have the moat to finish, but we're also going to make a shrine for Sybil. She worships the Oak Brethren. I believe that has something to do with the Force, and maybe she's feeling that she may have done something wrong to upset the Oak Brethren, and that's why the tree fell on her. She is some sort of lumberjack, or at least that's what we've gathered. Yeah, I think that would be nice to have a little shrine for her in the future. But for today, this is where we're going to leave things. So thank you for coming along for this episode of Going Medieval, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.